For centuries, the moon has been a symbol of mystery, romance, and adventure. But today, NASA has a plan to turn that silent gray world into something extraordinary. A place where people see alive, work, and even thrive. In this video, we'll explore how NASA and its partners intend to build the first city on the moon, from habitat design and power sources to the challenges of surviving lunar nights. 1. Why build a city on the moon? The moon is no longer just a backdrop for night skies. NASA sees it as a stepping stone for missions to Mars and beyond. Its frozen craters hide water ice, vital for drinking, farming, and making rocket fuel. And its stable surface is the perfect laboratory for science, technology, and maybe one day tourism. Creating a sustainable outpost also gives humanity a backup home. It's a proving ground for life support, resource mining, and even nuclear power, all of which will be crucial if we ever settle Mars. 2. The Artemis program. First steps. NASA's Artemis program is at the heart of this vision. Artemis II, slated for the mid-2020s, will fly astronauts around the moon, the first crewed lunar trip in over 50 years. Artemis III, targeted for 2027, aims to land at the moon's south pole, where frozen water lies in shadowed craters. Beyond those missions is Artemis IV and beyond, bringing a permanent presence with help from the Lunar Gateway, a small space station orbiting the moon. Gateway's iHab module, developed by ESA and JAXA, will host astronauts and coordinate surface work. 3. Habitat modules and living quarters. Living on the moon requires more than a tent. Engineers are designing multi-purpose habitation modules, with one developed by the Italian Space Agency and Thales Alenia Space, planned for the early 2030s. These units could operate for a decade, supporting crew or robots even when astronauts aren't present. Habitats will likely be covered by regolith, lunar soil, to block cosmic radiation and insulate against 250 degrees Celsius temperature swings. Inside, there will be airlocks, bunks, 3D printers, and small greenhouses for fresh food. 4. Power. Solar and nuclear electricity is key to any city. Solar panels work well during the 2-week lunar day, but during the equally long lunar night, temperatures plunge to -170 degrees Celsius. That's why NASA is funding a 100-kilowatt nuclear reactor, expected by 2030, to keep habitats alive through the cold. This compact reactor could also power rovers, ice extraction systems, and communication networks, making a moon settlement independent from constant Earth shipments. 5. Water, fuel and life support. Water is life, and the South Pole's craters may hold billions of liters of it. Robots and drills will harvest ice, which can be purified for drinking, split into hydrogen and oxygen for fuel, or used to produce breathable air. Closed-loop life support systems will recycle moisture and carbon dioxide. Small hydroponic farms, lit by LED grow lamps, can turn lunar soil and water into lettuce, herbs, or even strawberries. 6. Transport and supply chains. To build a city, you need trucks, lunar trucks. NASA's Human Landing System, HLS, including SpaceX's Starship variant, will deliver astronauts and cargo. Smaller robotic landers under the CLPS program will haul tools, drills, and science gear. For local mobility, pressurized rovers will allow crews to travel dozens of kilometers, scouting crater floors or laying out solar arrays. As industry develops, private companies may run shuttles to ferry supplies from Gateway or Earth. 7. Challenges on the road. Despite the excitement, building a lunar city won't be easy. Radiation. Without a magnetic field, the moon's surface is exposed to solar storms. Habitats must be shielded or dug into the ground. Dust. Lunar regolith is sharp and sticky, dangerous for lungs and machinery alike. Extreme temperatures. Daylight heat and nighttime cold require powerful thermal control. Cost and politics. Maintaining international funding and private partnerships will take steady commitment. 8. Timeline to a lunar settlement. NASA's plan unfolds step by step. 2026-2027. Crewed Artemis landings, testing habitats and rovers. 2028 to 2030. Gateway fully operational, nuclear reactor deployed, first long-duration crew rotations. 2033 onward. Multi-purpose modules expand into a cluster, workshops, labs, and living pods. By the late 2030s, we could see a true lunar outpost, home to scientists, engineers, and maybe the first off-world kids. 9. The bigger picture. A city on the moon would be a giant leap not just for astronauts, but for humanity's imagination. Picture glowing domes on the rim of Shackleton Crater, rovers carrying ice to reactors, and a community watching Earthrise every night. This lunar settlement could inspire global cooperation, fuel new technologies, and give us the confidence to plant cities on Mars and beyond. NASA's roadmap shows the dream of living on the moon isn't science fiction anymore, it's engineering in progress. What would you want to see in a lunar city? Gardens under glass, rover highways, or even a tiny cafe serving moon lattes? Drop your ideas in the comments and subscribe to ThinkDart, because the future of exploration is already starting above our heads.